In this whiteboard session, we shall be integrating some of our learnings about the market, CAPEX, OPEX, and cash flow for purposes of coming up with a cash flow forecast. Now, there are three factors that we're going to consider here that can affect our forecast for our cash flow. We have the startup cycle, periodic cycles, and OPEX, CAPEX cycle. Let's start with the first one, startup. It is a reasonable assumption that when you start a business, at this point, your sales are bound to be low. Why? Because nobody knows you. That is why many people who start a business normally have heavy marketing and sales efforts during this period. So what do? They have promodizers, they give out flyers, sometimes they even have events. So sales over time would slowly pick up. So this slow buildup of sales must be reflected in your sales portion in your cash flow. Okay, what about periodic cycles? We could look at it from different angles: seasons and months, days of the week, times of the day. Let's say you're selling lechon. What would be the peak months or seasons for selling lechon? Obviously, during times when you have a lot of celebrations. When are these times? Probably during graduation, so that's March, perhaps March and April, and probably also during Christmas time. However, you might have a dip in sales of lechon during June. Why? Because most of the household budget would be devoted to the needs of children for their schooling. However, the dip in lechon sales for the period of June might mean a peak in sales if you are selling school supplies. Therefore, going back to our cash flow, let's say this is June, okay? For lechon sales, maybe you could reflect a dip in sales. But if you are making a cash flow forecast for a business that is selling school supplies, maybe you could reflect an increase in sales. Days of the week. Let's say you're running a bar, and these periods would now represent days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. When would be the best days for the bar? Obviously during the weekends, because people can afford to stay up late and they don't have work the next day. So that would be a Friday and a Saturday. So in your cash flow forecast, if you're doing a daily cash flow forecast, there must be a peak here. Whereas during the first few days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you would have a dip in sales. So you could have the lowest dip probably on a Monday, okay, and then it would slowly build up to Thursday, and during the weekends, probably its highest peak. Times of the day. Let's say you're selling your pouch-in products. What times of the day would sales pick up? Probably during lunchtime, that would be the highest peak. And then you have merienda time, the second highest peaks. Merienda time would be around maybe 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. And then you might have another peak during dinner time. Although the peak during dinner time might not be as high as lunchtime because most of the students have already gone home. So once again, in your cash flow forecast, that realistic trend must be reflected. Third trend that can affect your cash flow forecast, OPEX, CAPEX cycle. In our previous cash flow example, we made the assumption that OPEX and CAPEX are constant, but in reality, sometimes they would fluctuate. For example, when it comes to manpower, it might be possible that during the first 2 months, if you're starting your business, you have 2 personnel helping you out. One to do ordinary sales, another one to do your promo. But once sales have started to pick up, you can lay off, okay, the promodizer, so you're down to 1 person. Therefore, manpower OPEX would go down probably during the 3rd month. Or it might be possible that you have only 1 staff in pouch-in during the first 2 months, but sales pick up. Therefore, manpower during the 3rd month goes up. So here, during the first 2 months, you only have 1 staff. During the 3rd month, you would hire another person. So manpower OPEX would be doubled. CAPEX, equipment. Let's say you're running a cyber cafe. During the first 2 months, you have only 5 computers, but you see an increase of demand, more and more people coming in. So during the 3rd month, you buy 5 more computers. So that would mean a spike in your CAPEX, in equipment. Okay, so it goes up. Or you have your 5 computers here, and then 3 computers conk out. they get destroyed. Okay, so during the third month you decide to buy 3 more computers, so once again that would mean an increase in equipment expense or capex. Now, whatever assumptions you're making here for sales, for OPEX, for capex, here is the bottom line: your net cash. So let us suppose that during the first month you are liquid, and the second and third and fourth month you are not. You are in the red. What is the implication for you as a potential business owner? Well, obviously you need to stock up cash so that you, for these months, so that you could still continue to operate. Okay? Because as I said, cash is the lifeblood of the business.